It's 2019 and I'm on the road. I had based myself at the Wild River Caravan Park in Herberton and had been there for 4 weeks. The weather had been drizzly for much of the duration of my stay. I had kept myself busy doing the odd day trip and filming around the area. Most of the videos are now on the channel and can be found in my Atherton Tablelands playlist. I had wanted to visit Chillagoe on a number of occasions in the past, and when we had planned to do it during our Savannah Way expedition, the roads have been washed away between Normanton and Chillagoe. The weather now promised to be fine. And so, this seemed to be the best chance to cross this destination off my bucket list. It's Friday the 22nd of... Saturday the 22nd of June. I've completely lost track of the days. I'm leaving the Wild River Caravan Park. We'll be back here at the around about the end of next week. But we're heading out to Chillagoe. That's the plan. Straight away I've got to line up the cars behind me. You can't win, can you? Oh well. Got to get back into the habit of momentum. Okay, now we can settle down to our own pace. So that's been 4 weeks and a couple of days that I've been there. Went into Centrelink yesterday, and had I done something about it as soon as I got there, I would have got refunds back on most of my time there. But anyway, we know what we've got to do now, so we'll see what happens. We're looking a bit cloudy up ahead. So we fueled up yesterday. Well, last night I only needed to put 13 or 14 litres in because I'd filled up down near Spearway on Wednesday when I went down to Cairns. But I went into town yesterday and went to Centrelink and Woolies and did some shopping, and then fueled up before I came back home again. So been messing around this morning. I spent yesterday morning doing a few things to the van, making sure that the wheels were all tight, the tyres were up, and also some power steering fluid in this old girl. She was grumbling a bit on Monday. It turned out that there was no oil in it, or there was very little. Anyway, we fixed all that. Well, the old girl's been in and out of this road umpteen times in the last 4 weeks. She's going to know about it today because she's got the van on again. Those had better make sure the trailer brakes are working. Yep. It's a nice view down the valley, but trying to find a spot to take a photo is pretty bloody hard. There's all these trees growing in the way. Going down these roads, I tend to chuck it into third with the trailer on. Certainly do it in fourth going down without the trailer. Going up I do it in third gear most of the way. A fair weight in the car. The car weighs, it's just over 3 tonne loaded at the moment. And I'm not about to do anything stupid if I can help it. No weird noises out there, so everything seems to be alright at the moment. It got a bit chilly last night. I left the aircon overnight, so just to keep the place warm, but going to get a rude awakening when we start camping out again, because the heater requires a lot of energy to drive it, and the air conditioner requires a lot of energy to drive it, and unless you got the generator going, neither of them are going to do a lot. Still then again, I suppose $5 of fuel overnight is pretty cheap compared to a caravan park, and so can't complain too much about that. But that's the other thing, did I fill up the jerry cans? How much fuel do I have in the jerry cans for the generator? There we go, a squadron of them, all packed together. We put a couple of new tyres on the other day, so we've now got 4 new tyres on the car. 2 with about 6,500 on them on the front, and a couple of stickers on the back. That should be enough to get us home, I think, hopefully. I can see a shadow following me. I can't see a vehicle. There it is. It's one of the things about towing one of these things is you keep an eye behind you. You don't see the vehicles coming up. Then when they do, they tuck them behind you so you can't see them, and you got to rely on shadows on the ground to pick up whether there's someone there or not. So it's 11 o'clock as 11:01 as we actually roll into Atherton here. Same problem that we have in Albany, and that is that the narrowing of the streets creates a problem when people are looking for somewhere to park or get out of a parking area, and everything backs up. Let's keep the speed of the traffic through town down, I suppose. 40 kilometres an hour along here, apparently. They make a big thing about the Crystal Caves. It's well advertised, and where this vehicle is on the left, he's the guy who's doing the crystals thing now. Apparently he's got a downstairs area there, and when you read the ad, it looks pretty good, with 300 square metres of caves. And you think, well, hang on a minute, caves, 300 square metres, and that's only 30 metres by 10 metres. 90 feet by 30 feet. Size of a decent sized shed. He's probably built the walls and then created the caves and then put his crystal thing in there. And people travel from all over the place to see the Crystal Caves. And it's not a natural phenomenon, it's a man-made phenomenon. Can't do U-turns here. If you're coming out of that left-hand ride there, you can't turn right. You've all got to turn left and come down here around the roundabout and go back the other way again. Okay, we're... Again, no traffic lights and a couple of roundabouts, and that does the job. And that is Atherton. Now from here, the ways to get there are out to Mariba and then go left, or alternatively we can go up a road called Channel Road, which is just after the free camp area, the caravan parks, or low cost area anyway, out here. So the Leslie's put me onto it. We'll see if we can't go and get ourselves lost. I love this little bit of forest here. A little bit that's been left natural. So the peanut shed's open there. Right down here to go out to Lake Tenerife, where that trucker's coming out. Okay, caravan park is, caravan area is just down here to the right. We turn off to the left just up here. This is the Billabong caravan truck following me. Can you get a copy? I'm turning off just up here at Channel Road. That's if I don't miss the turn off. A bit further on.
Yeah, another day or so.
Thank you.
Yeah, not far now, mate.
Thank you. Okay, so this is Channel Road. We'll see how we go. As you can see along the sides of the road, there's all these irrigation channels. So there are people who use this road. There's a gravel road going up the hill over there to the left, and I dare say it looks like I might be going to a bit of a quarry or something. Maybe it's one of the access roads to the windmills. That was the left turn I think she was talking about. Yep. Now up here we can choose to go back to the main road, or we can go left, and I think we go up through the mountains. Interesting tree on the right there. There to the left is banana plantation. don't know what they planted on the right here. Okay. Road subject to flooding. Which way do we go? Left or right? It's the Kennedy Highway. To the Mariba. Decision time. Straight on or back to the highway? Chettle Road, it's a bus route. Looks like we're going past a power station. Ah, sugar, Tableland Mill. Right. Ah, Springmount Raceway. So we're on the road that Leslie talked about. You better get a bit of crackle and crap on the radio, but you do get an idea of what's going on around the place. Some of these corners are pretty sharp and slightly off camber. It's not bad country, a bit dry at the moment. And we got a few mounds starting to happen, termite mounds. It's interesting, the two different colours of the road. This obviously the truck's going away from the mill, the other side I'd say the truck's going to the mill. Either dropping some of their load or the not here. Or the, there we go. Yeah, coming out of a wet paddock maybe. You can see that the vegetation and everything has changed now. We got away from that tropical rainforest type on the eastern side of the hills. I like the way it's all cut back on the sides of the road too. The road has suddenly narrowed. Oh, I'm feeling a bit peckish. Might be time for a banana, I think.
Figure 60%. The dew point is 14.2 degrees Celsius. The wind above is 13.6 degrees Celsius. The current evaporation is 8.1 millimeters. The delta T is 4.8 degrees Celsius. The field light temperature is 24.7 degrees Celsius. The apparent temperature in the sun is 31.3 degrees Celsius. The current wind speed is 12.9 kilometers per hour.
Caravan parked in off to the left hand side. People camped.
Pressure 1019.
Yeah, we should have a T-junction just up here. Or something. Yep. Dirt off to the left and it's bitumen off here to the right. And this should take us back to the Mariba Dimbula Road. Had a little bit of stuff that was happening on the radio there. They seem to have this automated weather thing. It sounds as though it's being done by a robot. Gives you an update as to what the weather is and what's happening around the place just at the moment. And whether it comes through on all channels or whether it just happens on one particular channel, because it is scanning. Interesting. Well, looking at the map, I wasn't sure whether we were actually supposed to be running through hills there, but we've actually been following the hills around. They're off to the left of us at the moment. Or have been all along, really. The road seems to have skirted them. Trees are all very even in height with those little fruit trees or whatever they are. Fruit, olives, tea, whatever it is they're growing along here. I've got a chair rattling away in the back and it's driving me to distraction. I'm going to have to do something about that. Yeah, those trees, it's almost as though someone's gone along and just chopped the tops off them, flying upside down with a helicopter and just taken the tops off them all the way. There we are, the Mariba Dimbula Road. Railway crossing, and it's not the standard type railway, it's the cane trains, I think. So we're now back on the main Mariba Dimboola Road. This will take us all the way out to Chillagoe. Maybe that is a different gauge rail. It doesn't, just thinking about it, doesn't look small enough to be a cane train. Maybe the Savannah Lander runs along it. Matilda, we're coming into. Or Matilda. Schools, the roadhouse over there. All on the other side of the railway line. We will go back and have a look because that's what we're here for. Look for trains. None around. We'll go down the back and then we'll come along the front. A big tank stand over here. Don't know how far along that goes. The Gilbert Cash Store. So this is Matilda, and the store, the Matilda Cash Store, the roadhouse, is up for sale, has been for 12 months. And where we are at the moment used to be the main road, but then the department of people who make silly decisions, stupid decisions, decided to put the main highway on the other side of the railway line, thus effectively bypassing the town. That doesn't help the locals, of course, who are trying to make a living. Apparently they get a lot of through people pull in, probably like me, curious, have a look at the place. But yeah, one wonders the stupidity of the people who make these decisions. And it's happening all over the countryside. Small towns dying out because they decide to run the roads around them one way or another. Okay, this is Dimboola, or Dimboola, or however they pronounce it. Okay, so it's a little town and it's happening on both sides of the railway line too, what's more. Well, go and have a look at the other side of the railway line first. I think there might be a party on. I see some balloons hanging outside someone's house. Very nice, neat little town. There's the railway station over there. And that's where the information centre is. So the Savannah Lander does run through here. That's the railway station over on the left, which is the information centre. And the mural depicts the Savannah Lander, of course. The Junction Hotel in front of us. Looks like an old movie theatre or something. Don't know whether it gets used anymore. Bendigo Bank. Like the old little tractor up there. Engineering company. Got a dog shop, home building centre, home timber and hardware. Little coffee shop here, don't open at the moment, restaurant and bar. So it is Saturday afternoon. It's 8 minutes to 1. And that is the town of Dimboola. Laundromat in town here as well. St Anthony's Church. School down here and the community centre. Righto. And so the community centre is the school zone. Maybe. We might take a little run around the back streets and then we'll head off again. Croatian Community Centre. It's interesting. Let's go Queensland. They're all set up for tomorrow night's State of Origin being held in Perth. There's a road, but how am I going to turn? I've got to turn around here somehow. It looks like a sports ground as well. It's all very neat. It's very nice. Cattle yards of some sort. The Croatian Club Community Centre. Doesn't look as though it gets a lot of use though. The field over here on the left with those weird goalpost things. Two uprights and a crossbar. Well, that was Dimbulla, and once more I turned the camera off instead of on. 95 to Chillagoe. Beautiful countryside. I don't know where that one goes. Just notice how the roadside verges have been cut back. About due for another mow now, I think, but find that a lot up here. To all intents and purposes, it's a remote road, but still being shaved back a bit. We're certainly out in the hill country now. Not huge mountains, but it's rolling country, undulating. One wonders whether this is privately owned stuff and it's sort of just basically station type country, or whether it's state or what it is. Wow, look at that. It'd be nice if they had a pull-up, something so you could actually stop and take a picture of it. We'll have to make do with what we took out the front of the car, if the camera's on. So we're running down into Petford, and there's a road actually comes across from Herbert to Petford. It's supposedly not suitable for caravans. I did follow the exploits of a motorcyclist who did it on YouTube, and it was an interesting road. I say that discretion is the better part of valour, especially if you've got a caravan on board. Okay, this is Petford. Left to Irvine Bank and Herberton. So that was Petford. 32 to Armaden, or Almaden, or whatever they call it. Cowtown. More about that later. Starting to warm up a bit. Haven't had these sorts of temperatures in the last 4 weeks. Mount Garnet to the left, and it's a track. It didn't look like an attractive track if you had a caravan on board. There's a cemetery of some sort in there to the right. They had a long name, so I wonder whether it's an Aboriginal burial ground of some sort. Started with a K. Directly ahead of us, there's a communications tower on top of a hill. Katie would tell me how they used to go up to the top of those hills and then have to climb the tower when they got there to do what they had to do. Not really my thing. Not these days anyway, not good on heights. Not good on lows either. Yeah. Vegetation, there's just keeps changing. More sparse. Sparse and grass. There's a big pool there. It's a dam probably. This is the Bismarck Range. We're at 495 metres apparently. My thing tells me 596, whatever that means. Yeah, so there's 100 metres difference there to start with. Well, there was a reduced speed sign back there, but I don't know what that was for. We're coming up to Almaden, but we're not there yet. My understanding of the town is it's largely unfenced. There are a lot of cattle around the place and they wander around all over the road. That's why the place is called Cowtown. But anyway, we're about to find out what the current state of affairs is. Margaret, when they came through the first time, there was a lot of it here. When they came through the second time, there wasn't a lot. So there you go. I think they've been here twice. I think that's what she said. Call point. So there's obviously a single bridge or something. Fast flowing water. Subject to overtaking or passing. Okay. It's a decent sort of river. No water, and there's some cattle that's wandering around out there now. Gates are open. Helmeden. Am I going to be disappointed? Nope. The trains. Oh, there they are, cattle wandering around the street. The hotel down there on the other side of the railway line. Okay, let's see what we can see down here. We'll take a run down the other side round by the pub and see. Hopefully we can turn around again. Yeah, just grazing on the side of the road. Place here has been burnt by lots of things. It seems if you don't want the cattle chewing your fence, or your stuff, you put up a fence. Place back there for sale, $195,000. Didn't read all the details, but it said cottage. I don't know how big it is. 195 in a place like this. We got 260 in Albany. Yeah, if you don't want your cattle to be chomping at your trees and things, put a fence, and then they just nibble on the outside of it, on the edges. Place in there looks as though it's been burnt at some stage. Oh yeah, stop. No, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going because we know there's no trains coming. Okay, so that was Almaden, Cowtown. Oh, don't forget to go around the corner, alright? More cattle. More cattle. Yeah. We're not worried about you, just leave us alone. Okay, so now we're on dirt road. By the looks of things. Left to Mount Garnet, Mount Surprise. Right to Chillagoe. That's an alternative route to for the Savannah Way. Chillagoe 30 and Normanton's 590. We thought about doing the Normanton thing from here, but I was advised that the road probably would be fairly rough. And then of course the tooth thing cropped up, so now we have no option, we have to go back. We're going to have sections of dirt and bitumen apparently from here on in. Well, we're definitely out in the Savannah lands now, that's for sure. Hello, we got dust or we got something up ahead there. Smoke. Probably dust because there is dirt road coming up again. And there were a couple of cars, one ahead of me, so Stop for a picnic lunch. Or a work crew, one or the other. Yeah, so the boys have got their dog with them, or dogs. Oh. Try and get some shots of those hills. So what the hell is that? Oh, a couple of decent sized little fellas there. This is all station country, so you would think that they would have the right of way. Mind you, of course, the trucks when they're going through, if they step on the road, there's no stopping them, bang, straight through. Okay, more gravel for the next 6 kilometres. It's interesting that they do this, that they have some dirt and there's some gravel, and there's some dirt and there's some gravel, and then instead of having some dirt and some gravel, they have alternatively dirt and gravel. "10 kilometres to the hospital," so I take it that's Chillagoe. This is the back development road, so one would think that if they're going to do the dirt and gravel thing, dirt and bitumen thing, that they would have done what they've done with other development roads, and that is put the piece of bitumen down the middle, instead of dividing it up into bits of double lane and that sort of thing. I suppose the double lane idea is for overtaking, I don't know. But then again, if trucks are meeting each other, they're not going to wait until they get to or just sit there and wait for someone to come the other way so they can go past them. Well, it's the roughest patch we've been on so far. A BMW, so I dare say it's probably a city slicker or someone. Doesn't understand he's chucking bloody rocks everywhere. Some great rock formations around here. Definitely some interesting hills and rocks and things out here. Okay, so that's the hub. There's the post office, I see. Post office hotel. Guest house on the left. General store, tyres, batteries, hardware. Council depot to the left. Hospital aerodrome. Chillagoe Hotel Motel. With Carnaby parrot motifs. Oh, look at that over there. Geez, an old Toyota truck, haven't seen one of those for years. If you enjoyed this video, there's over 200 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and we'll let you know when our next video is available. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you weren't that impressed, please don't hit the dislike button. Instead, tell us why, so that we can do something about it. Thanks for watching.